Welcome back, fellow YouTubers, to my channel, Survive and Thrive. Normally, I usually wait to give updated news on one of my favorite crypto projects out there, Algorand, ALGO. But with more news coming out on them every day, on more use cases and upward momentum for their projects, I felt like I needed to provide another update. Last week, I talked about a couple of catalysts that were happening for Algorand. One was in MA-Pay, a global healthcare system that was allowing transactions in Bermuda with up to 800 million available for healthcare payment processing. And then there was also the coverage I had on Borderless Capital, who is an Atlanta-based company that invested $25 million in the Miami blockchain startups to use Algorand. I really just can't contain my excitement for where I really see this project heading. And really, once they get the necessary media coverage and exposure that they need, I really believe that this coin is going to take off, and buying it under $1 today will not be possible anymore. As I've mentioned in several of my videos, getting access to Algorand and being able to buy and hold, as well as getting a staking reward, is a really good option on Coinbase. It's one of the most user-friendly and well-known exchanges out there. And I will leave a link below. The referral link allows you to get $10 free of Bitcoin for every $100 that you spend. And I get a matching reward. So for all of us in the crypto space, this is a great way to support each other within this community and further expand the number of investors and backers of these new technologies. Taking a look at this first article on Cointelegraph by Sam Berge, Arrington Capital to back Algorand projects with $100 million growth fund. I mean, you just start to see these huge numbers being thrown out there. 25 million from Borderless Capital, 800 million potential for payment processing in the healthcare realm in Bermuda with MA-Pay, and then this $100 million growth fund. The Arrington Algorand Growth Fund represents yet another key strategic pillar in supporting the momentum of those building on top of what we think is the best technical platform for regulated DeFi and the future of finance, said Sean Ford, COO of Algorand. Support for the Algorand ecosystem appears to be growing, with digital asset manager Arrington Capital earmarking $100 million for projects building on the smart contract platform. The massive Arrington Algorand Growth Fund, or AAGF, has been designed to accelerate additional development across all facets of the smart contract platform, the company announced Thursday. This includes applications spanning the DeFi, traditional finance, public sector, and NFT marketplaces. I've touched on this in one of my previous videos on NFTs, but this is yet another way of Algorand diversifying the way that their use cases are being utilized. And so I think it's really smart that as they continue to expand, they find more and more ways to have their name out there and really have Algorand be utilized as the primary application. Arrington Capital is founded by TechCrunch and Crunchbase founder Michael Arrington. The company oversees more than $1 billion in assets under management, and its portfolio includes key investments in Unbound Finance, BlockFi, Polkadot, Kava, and many others. Michael Arrington said his firm is inspired by the traction that Algorand has in the market right now, adding, with unmatched tech, robust developer resources, and a vision for long-term sustainability, Algorand is empowering its community to more easily create the future of finance. So just as Michael Arrington is saying, I think that as more and more investors and companies start to really see how this technology can be used and how powerful Algorand is, that there's going to be a huge boost to the exposure for this project and the many multiples of use cases that can be had. And once that traction really does take off, it's going to be hard for anybody to get in at the current price level. Algorand was viewed as a serious smart contract competitor to Ethereum during the run-up to the 2017 bull market. The proof-of-stake blockchain has received more than $500 million in strategic investments, according to Arrington Capital. This includes a $25 million fund from Borderless Capital to support digital payment solutions on the Algorand network. And that's the one I mentioned in my video last week, so I will put a suggested link in this video so that you can check out the news that I had from last week, because there were 3 or 4 articles that I covered that had some relatively recent news as well, and shows just how quickly this is starting to catch on. As I touched on, Algorand's blockchain now supports CurveGrid's NFT bridge. So what I was specifically noting is that they are starting to make ways for them to use this application for NFTs. In this article from Be In Crypto by Matthew DiSaro, he notes CurveGrid has partnered up with Algorand Foundation to share their multi-boss NFT bridge software on the latter's blockchain network. CurveGrid is a Tokyo-based blockchain software company, and multi-boss is their premier product. The bridge allows developers, both private and otherwise, to quickly prototype and build blockchain apps. One of their main goals is to create a world where blockchain is invisible, with technical details hidden behind the scenes. Algorand and CurveGrid want to help digital artists. The pairing will allow businesses to create non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and other blockchain technologies directly into their consumer apps. Multi-boss is software or middleware for dApps to help them facilitate development on blockchain. That was one other aspect that I've started to research here recently, and that's this idea of dApps, decentralized apps. And the article that I covered was really going into detail about the number of ways that dApps can be used and how that really is the wave of the future. Because the paradigm shift is from current apps being able to make money off of their branding or marketing, and the number of companies that they can get to back their app will now be changed to investor-backed, meaning that the users who use the apps will have a stake or part ownership of that decentralized app by buying whatever specific blockchain is being used, which in this case would be Algorand. And so it's a much more powerful way to really see which apps are the best out there and are being the most supported. It can move ERC20, ERC721, and ERC1155 assets bidirectionally between Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and XDAI. Multi-Bass has the ability to integrate the cross-chain features of digital assets directly into various applications as well. These applications include decentralized finance, financial services, NFTs, online gaming, and virtual reality. So these are even other aspects that I haven't even thought of: online gaming, virtual reality. So I think that there's going to be just a very quick and scalable diversification of how Algorand is used, as well as other cryptocurrencies out there. And I'm really looking forward to see what the future holds, and really hear within the next few years how this develops. Bringing multi-bass to Algorand blockchain will ostensibly allow developers the ability to utilize the full features of the platform, including transaction speeds and carbon-neutral networks. The PPOS protocol that Algorand uses also guarantees no forking, because it really is the only crypto project out there that uses pure proof of stake, which does not allow forking like it mentions here. Lastly, building on the momentum, I just wanted to touch on thoughts about price prediction. And there was a video I did for Algorand earlier in the year, so I will put a link to that as well in this video so that you can check that one out. Algorand price prediction: will this rally hold? Algorand price is bouncing back today, and this is as of the writing of June 9th, as investors cheer the platform's ambitions of becoming the greenest blockchain in the world. ALGO is trading at $1.01, which is almost 24% above its lowest level on Tuesday. It has a market cap of more than $3.18 billion and is ranked as the 34th biggest blockchain network in the world. What happened? Algorand, a leading blockchain network, has seen the ecosystem expand in the past few days. Indeed, several organizations have shifted to the network in the past few days. For example, MAPay, Exodus, which I also touched on last week in my video. And meanwhile, the developers have developed some features to make the network climate change friendly. It does this using the pure proof of stake that does not involve mining at all. And so with proof of stake, like everybody is aware, that's changing the way that transactions are validated. Instead of using mining and validators through the proof of work protocol or consensus, then proof of stake is built on holders of the coin who buy and stake, and they get a staking reward or a percentage return. For example, on Coinbase, you can get 6% APY. And with the more number of coins that you own, there's more of a chance that you'll have voting rights. And they select at random, but it is based on those who have the higher number of coins or the biggest coin holders. The daily chart shows that the ALGO price has bounced back after falling sharply on Tuesday this week. The stock is still hovering at the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, and it still remains relatively lower than the 25-day and 50-day moving averages, or EMA. It also seems to be forming a bearish consolidation pattern. And for me, being a long-term holder, not looking at selling out of any of my crypto coins for the next 5 to 7 years at least, then I see this as a time to really build out your position and buy it at a low cost basis to take advantage of the overall growth over years. Therefore, while it has moved above the neckline of the previous double top pattern, there is a possibility that the coin will retreat in the near term. This will see it retest 0.67 cents, which was the lowest level in May. A move above the 38.2% retracement level will invalidate this forecast. So for me as a long-term holder, I really don't try to time these purchases. I'm just doing dollar cost averaging week to week. Sometimes I'm buying it when it's at a lower cost basis, and sometimes it's a little higher. But the key is really to be consistent and disciplined and build out your position and grow the number of coins that you have in ownership so that you take advantage early before the coin valuation really takes off. Here in this article by Gracie Perez, Algorand Price Prediction 2021 to 2025, is ALGO a good investment? You can see here that for 2021, after a bearish trend, the exchange value of ALGO was 37 cents in 2021. The price began to improve later as the token led an upward path. The price will increase if Algorand focuses on the development of its platform and the optimization of apps, which I believe it is. If the demand for the coin falls below, then the price could be as low as 40 cents. The maximum ALGO price could be $6 by the end of 2021. I'm in agreement with this target. I do think it could be a little higher. And like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I did have a price prediction. I think if everything falls in place, and with the excitement and momentum that is building for Algorand, that we could be as high as $10, and that may even be a little bit conservative. ALGO price prediction 2022, Algorand will start trading with $6.50 in the year 2022, or the token could worsen. And that could be said for any cryptocurrency. There is still a lot of volatility until things stabilize and the applications or crypto projects are actually being put to use. As it says here, the team should focus on enhancing the protocol and user base. The digital currency could hit up to $10 at the end of 2022. So this varies from my price target, but I could also see if things don't line up and Algorand doesn't get the backing that they need, that we may not see $10 per coin until the end of next year. Lastly, Algorand price prediction 2025. ALGO will emerge on several trading platforms over the next 5 years, and the price is projected to increase. With certain partnerships with other initiatives and startups, the community can draw users and marketers. It should also improve the platform security and focus on accountability. If the bearish trend lasts longer, the token will fall. ALGO is expected to trade $22 at the end of 5 years. For me personally, I think that that's still a conservative number, especially by 2025. But even if we say that it only gets to $22 a coin, and it's $1 now, you can see just the hyperscale of growth that can happen in a few years. Make sure that you hit that like button so that this video gets out to as many supporters as we can. And I'm doing these types of videos week to week, as well as other content on financial education strategies, free education to help you grow your wealth, as well as coverage on stocks, ones that I have holdings in, have done research on to validate my support for them, and also taking a look at stocks that may not be in your best interest to support or invest in. Definitely use the comment section below as an exchange forum for ideas and thoughts, and make sure that you take advantage of this new internet revolution, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Until next time, don't just survive, thrive!